to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there. You use your weapons and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Good afternoon, everyone. It would not come up, and I wanted to do it from the website it originated from. This is from Max Slavel, Internal Documents. Monsanto knew for years their products damaged farms. Now, this is a company that is very shady. They hide their testing results, manipulate them, and when they are proven wrong, the information is called conspiracy theories. You know, the information coming from Russian scientists that fed rats products, Monsanto products, corn, I believe specifically, and what happened to them? They grew giant tumors. What's happening to people? Well, I would imagine the same thing. So, according to internal documents, Monsanto and Germany's BASF knew their products would destroy farms in the United States. All by design, people. All intentional. And this goes back decades. I noticed Donald Trump during his press briefings, they're kind of running a commercial at the same time, for all these various companies. Walmart, Target, Quest Diagnostics, and Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson. They are working on a vaccine. The same Johnson & Johnson that allowed and knew that it was causing cancer, their talc powder there, to be out on the market, even though they knew it would cause ovarian cancer. They knew. So, according to these internal documents, they knew their products would destroy farms in the United States. And again, all by design. They disregarded the risks, even while they planned on how to profit off farmers who would buy Monsanto's new seeds just to avoid the damages caused by their products. What damages am I referring to? Well, the damage is crops that become tolerant to their products. In other words, no matter how much you spray on it, it's not going to help. It's kind of like when you take a drug. Okay? I'm a fan of Kratom because it's hard to take, and the tolerance builds over a longer time than, say, a opiate-based pill. Now, I mentioned to you many times that I've had very bad injuries, and I was on hydrocodone for a very, very extended period of time. And everything that did for me, just about everything, Kratom does for me too. It kills the pain. It relaxes the muscles. It clears my sinuses. That's one of my main reasons for taking kratom, is because I have terrible, terrible sinus allergies, and I spend a good chunk of my day sneezing and blowing my damn nose, and well, the hydrocodone took that away. That was one of my main reasons that I liked it so much. Now, over the course of time, you stop feeling the euphoric feeling from that. That is the tolerance. Plants have this tolerance too. They develop tolerance just like people or animals. This is one of the reasons why they have to keep on injecting more and more antibiotics into our farm animals. So, the documents, some of them date back more than a decade, have been uncovered during a recent successful $265 million lawsuit brought against both firms by a Missouri farmer. The internal documents seen and released by The Guardian. They also reveal how Monsanto opposed some third-party product testing in order to curtail the generation of data that might have worried regulators. And internal emails at BASF were joking about sharing voodoo science and hoping to stay out of jail. In quotes coming from a lawyer named Angie Splitgerber, a former tobacco industry defense attorney who now works with farmers who are suing Monsanto and BASF. The documents are the worst that I've ever seen for any case that I've worked on. So many of them put things in writing that were just horrifying. Why are these people allowed to be in business? Why are these corporations allowed to exist? Why do we allow them to exist? For jobs? For money? Is your soul really worth a job? Is your soul really worth money? Now, I looked it up to make sure I was correct, that I was remembering right about Johnson & Johnson, one of these tremendous companies Donald Trump keeps on touting. I was right. It is what it is. These people were allowed to put products out that they knew caused cancer. The same with Monsanto and Bayer. The same with BASF and the rest of them. These companies should be destroyed. Their employees, the high-level ones anyway, should be put in a fucking dungeon so deep and dark that they could never see the light of day again. But let's put people in there for possessing mushrooms or pot, or even one of the harder ones. Let's spend the time on that and effort and money on that while a multi-billion-dollar corporation poisons the food supply, while a multi-billion-dollar corporation, Johnson & Johnson, is allowed to put cancer-causing products out onto the shelves and hide it. Now, What about cigarettes, Eric? They cause cancer. Well, here's the thing about the cigarettes. People make the decision on their own, knowing that tobacco products can cause them cancer. They know this and still make the decision. These things are hidden from the public, so they can't have proper consent. That's the difference. While I'm here, since we're only 10 minutes here, I'm going to hit some of the headlines that has come out since my last video. Cuomo warns more people are going to die as New York cases tops 100,000. Molecular biologist says COVID-19 could have leaked from a Wuhan biolab. And by the way, a pathogen, a bioweapon, does not necessarily need to kill a bunch of people for it to do what needs to be done. It can merely be virulent enough to cause major disruptions in a given society. So a molecular biologist says COVID-19 could have leaked from a Wuhan biolab. Of course, Dr. Cottrell has made the same claim, along with Indian scientists there in India who broke it down at the genetic level and found basically the same thing as Dr. Cottrell did, HIV inserts in the middle. So, CNN's Brooke Baldwin, she's a pretty hot chick too, let me tell you, tests positive for COVID-19. And we don't need to, we already know everything in the economy is collapsing, and we have yet to see the real pain. But don't worry. Don't worry. That pain is coming. I mean, and look, Trump Organization seeks concessions on loans backed personally by President Trump from Deutsche Bank. And Deutsche Bank, I don't even see how they're still in existence. They should be gone. Why are they still operating? Why are many of these banks still operating? Oh, I know. Stupid me. Stupid Americans keep bailing them out. BOFA, Bank of America, QE versus unemployment means soaring inflation will crush the dollar. Google publishing location data to monitor social distancing. This is what an economic collapse looks like. This one is from Michael Schneider of the Economic Collapse blog. No, I'm not sick. Not the slightest bit sick, actually. I'm doing pretty damn good. Doing pretty damn good. Alright. Approximately 10 million Americans have filed new claims for unemployment benefits over the past 2 weeks. To put that in perspective, the all-time record for a single week before this coronavirus pandemic hit was just 695,000. So, needless to say, 6.6 million claims in a single week puts us in uncharted territory. And what's funny is he turns around and tells you to check out these charts. Must be chartable anyway. Well, looks pretty bad. I mean, all of this looks pretty bad. We have never seen a week like this before, and we may never see a week quite like this, and quite this bad again, and I beg to differ. I think we're going to continue to see weeks like this. I could be wrong. Maybe I am. But that's what it looks like to me. So, there is an economic collapse going, in progress, and millions of Americans will be rendered homeless, foodless, jobless. Millions of Americans have already been made jobless. As Michael Schneider repeatedly documented, survey after survey has shown that most Americans were living paycheck to paycheck, even during the so-called good times. And you wonder why. I think a lot of people are going to be offing themselves. Here you go. See if anything else is jumped up at the Free Thought Project. I don't know. I'm just going to look before I end this video, for the sake of keeping it current. Of course, my computer has to cooperate first. No, it's not gonna. Oh, there's something I've been wanting to tell you. It too is going to be blank. But you remember fedbizop.gov, I believe it was? .gov. I say was because it's a completely different name now. It's called betasam.gov. And this is where you go to look what's been ordered by the federal government. Let me tell you, some of the shit that they've been ordering, well, it's very, very unsettling. Maybe in the next video I'll be able to dig some of these things up, but I've just been scrolling through to see what they've been ordering, and it's pretty nefarious looking. So anyway, I thought I would talk to you all about these corporations, as I talked to you all about pedophile Bill Gates and Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and the rest of the pedophiles out there, the child rapists. They have yet to be dealt with, and I think for our sake and the sake of freedom, we should take care of that. Don't you? Anywho, I hope all of you have a great day. And until next time, kill the state, live free.